Okay, we're live with the Yellow Jackets after a 1-1 draw against the Wittenberg Tigers this evening. We're joined by head coach Jim Wojtkun, by Rachel Bender, and by Josie Fenn. Jim, let's start with you. Your thoughts on drawing a really solid non-conference opponent.
You have to applaud the players' effort. You go down 1-0, it's always a difficult struggle against a good team, a team that defended very well. And if you look at, they weathered a lot of our attacking options early in the game and came back and scored, so puts us a little bit behind the 8 ball, so very, very proud of the girls. If you think about the way the game was played, very much mimics an OAC game, very physical, very gritty. Every pass, every shot resonates because it has relevance to what the result is. But playing in conference with a team that has NCAA experience, good coach, well-coached team, in a great conference, it is difficult to accept a tie, but at the end of the day, you look back on it, it's a very positive experience for the team to battle back and get the result. So I'd rather have a point than no points.
Rachel, offensively, the last few games, this team has really struggled to get out of the gate. And today, I thought the first 10 minutes of the game, you guys dictated the pace. You were the aggressors. How much emphasis was there put on that opening minutes, those several opening minutes to start the game?
That was kind of our main goal in practice the past few days, and we get in our little circle before we go out in our position before the game starts, and that's what we talked about the whole time. Like, we need to set the tempo first, because when they control the first 10, 15 minutes, it's hard to come back from that, especially against a team like Wittenberg. We were lucky enough to do it this weekend, but that may have not been the case if that's how we came out against Wittenberg. So we stressed that a lot, and I was proud of our team that we came out stronger.
Josie, you had a tough assignment tonight. I thought Weaver was really good for Wittenberg, and every time she tried to get to the outside, you were hip for hip with her. Assuming that was most of your focus tonight, trying to kind of keep with her, what did you find most challenging about that?
She had a lot of pace, so just making sure she didn't blow by me, but just keeping her in between me and the goal and kind of containing her. That was what we talked about a lot, not diving in for that tackle and just containing her and waiting for help from other teammates.
Jim, you've mentioned a couple times that you thought that even though Rachel hasn't scored a lot this year, that she's done a lot of things to help you guys out. She took 17 shots tonight, which is the same number of shots Wittenberg took as a team. Some of them were from close range, a lot of them were from long distance. Can you touch on her ability to just get on the ball and create tonight?
Well, thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate that. Now, Rachel, we talked about, is a special player on and off the ball. Today she had some opportunities to get a look at frame. We really didn't hesitate to have her shoot from a distance. We were trying to see what their keeper had, and the keeper came up big. There were several shots. If you look at even the first shot of the game when she pinged it upper 90 and the keeper came up big. So I thought, look at 17. I think it's rather a meaningless statistic because I think every time she hit it, she had a good look at frame. I'd say in 15 of those 17. So nothing was wasted. It wasn't like she was just trying to turn and hit the ball. I think she picked her head up, knew what was in front of her, and gave it a go. One of the things we're still trying to reinforce with Rachel is she needs to be a bit selfish in the box. All good forwards are. If you look everyone from Ronaldo and Messi to Bender, they got to be a bit selfish. They got to be able to take the players on and get the frame. So we're really proud of the fact that she wasn't afraid to do that today.
Rachel, you were finally able to slot one home, your 12th shot of the night. For whatever it's worth, it was your 40th shot of the season, and it finally happened for you. Was there something different about the way that play happened, or does it just kind of all blend together?
If you want me to be honest, it just was like a routine play. And, Alex crossed it. I was going to take a touch. I just hit it, tried to hit it in the corners. We worked on that in practice, and it just went in. So, if you want me to be honest, it was the same as my other shots. There was nothing, magical or special about it. It just went in.
Imagine, though, that was probably some sort of exhale when you were done, like, okay, finally the monkey's off my back.
Yeah.
I can imagine. How about Josie tonight? In the back line, no Bree Osborne. I thought Amanda Donahue really played well this evening. How do you feel that the back line is gelling here, especially at the end of this 3-game homestand?
Yeah, I think Amanda stepped in seamlessly. It was great. It was really cohesive. I think we really built a stable back line with kind of Poptic on the other side. I think we really gelled really well as the start of the season.
But the goal that you guys gave up, from our perspective, it just looked like a good goal. It was a great through ball, and Weaver just kind of finished it. Did you feel there was a defensive breakdown, or sometimes you just get beat?
I think there was a miscommunication as who should step to that ball. But we addressed it at halftime, and I think it didn't happen again in the second half.
Yeah, Jim, on that note, the fact that after you make a mistake like that, but then throw a shutout the rest of the game, It's easy to talk about the offensive effort when there's 27 shots, but how about your thoughts defensively, the way you guys were able to keep Wittenberg at 1?
I tell you, very, very proud of our defensive effort. We've worked really hard on it. Part of the situation when you have an incredibly young team, even with Bree Osborne back as a senior, even though she was injured today, we're a very young team defensively. So it's going to take a while to get into the communication rotation and recognize what we're doing. But I think the energy level is incredibly high back there. I think that helps us work what we want to do and work on the shape and the ability to match up defensively. And I thought the ladies did that today. Kind of a difficult goal to weather when it's against a run of play. We're pushing, then you have a run of play there. That makes it very difficult. So we're kind of pleased with where our effort is, and I think we're setting the stage for something that's going to be real positive in the future.
Rachel, Kenna Stones came off the bench tonight. I thought she really added some significant ability up top. She created some pressure. Play was kind of running through her. What kind of spark, in your eyes, does she bring when she comes in?
Well, center forward's new for her, so I think this is her second game going, maybe third going up there. I think she does a great job. She's still learning a little bit. She still has that midfield mindset, but she's learning a lot, and she's doing really well up there, so I'm proud of her for that.
Jim, you guys played 5 of the next 6 on the road. You're going to become road warriors here. You've got one weekend home game, but maybe your thoughts on just kind of getting ready for a long road trip here.
I think it's just a matter of keeping in rhythm, practice rhythm, training rhythm. Very difficult to travel and play, especially some of the midweeks we have coming up at Hiram and Grove City. So we might just want to stay in our routine, make sure that we work on things that we want to work on, reinforce, let our players recover a bit. Difficult to go on the road, but I think our players travel well, so I think we'll be in good space as long as we keep our rhythm.